Especially at the time where there wasn't even no altercation.
No, they're not going to explain that to me.
Didn't you ask?
They got hierarchy, they got rank. I don't have to, I know.
And I'm saying, when you're intrigued to ask as to what their reason is. No.
I already know.
What is it then?
So what do you think it is?
I'm exposing it. I'm exposing what they don't want to be exposed. I'm able to critique the religion to a point where people can see that things don't make sense. And their narrative is being hurt by what I'm saying. The narrative that they're trying to portray is being hurt. So, of course they can't speak to me. They want to speak to someone who's not able to dissect. I know myself, and I would say I have a gift. Like you would talk about chess, being able to dissect and see things and see moves in the future before someone else even knows they're going to do it. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? And so when I'm speaking to these people, I can see where they're going. I can see and I can see things that don't make sense, and I'll dissect it. And I think I have a way of putting it into a very simple, formatted way of for people to understand. I feel like I can do that. Like, sorry to go on a side note, but when people talk about, I had an analogy of Batman before, and Batman in Gotham City, and people talking about the Quran, and people talking to someone, they said the Quran is true. I said, what proof do you have? They said the Quran. And I said, well, hang on, you can't use the Quran to say the Quran is true or fact. You've got to use outside sources. They said no, because I said we do circular logic. What the Quran says is true. I believe the Quran because the Quran says it's true. Therefore, I believe the Quran. What the Quran says is true. And I'm like, you're going around in a circle, bro. And he's like, no, but the Quran says, and I'm saying, that's what, but the thing with a religious person, every time I have a conversation with you, that's why they always refer to a verse. That's why they always refer to the book, because that's where they live. They're actually stuck inside the book. They can't look outside. So I said, Batman, Gotham City, there's a comic. Batman lives in Gotham City. He saves people in Gotham City. Therefore, I believe Batman is in Gotham City, and the book is correct because the book says Batman lives in Gotham City, and Batman lives. And I'm saying, but if we go outside the book, we can't find Batman, we can't find Gotham City. So you got to stay in the book to believe Batman lives in Gotham City. It's the same thing with either the Bible or the Quran. You've got to stay in the book to believe it. When you come outside, you can't find it. Any of the stuff that you're talking about. We can't, and that's what the same conversation I had with Shabir when we were talking about the Moses and the Pharaoh story. And I said, great, Moses is in Egypt. Egypt is outside the book. Fantastic. You just mentioned something we can go to reference outside the book. That's fantastic. Moses and Pharaoh. Let's go to Egypt. People that documented their history, and there's so many documentaries on it. Where's the documentary of this guy called Moses and a guy called Pharaoh? Where's the evidence that they found of it? This huge event that happened in their history. You can't find it. So I'm going to be like, well, boy, let's be honest. Like, you just gave me a reference point. I went there to check. Came back null and void, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? It came back with no evidence. So what you talking about now? And then he said, oh, you haven't found everything. So then now it puts him, he tries to put himself back in a position of power. And I'm saying, listen, we ain't found everything about what you did today. But if I assert that you went and robbed a bank today, I've got to go to the bank. I've got to prove that. And if I say, and if you say, oh, no, you haven't found everything that I've done today, every place, you're sending me on a wild goose chase.